In the infinite tapestry of the cosmos, there exists a star system shrouded in mystery and whispers, one where physics itself seems to bend and break. The system is known as Valathra, and at its heart lies a planet that defies every known law of science, Eldyris. Eldyris doesn't orbit its star, it hovers, frozen between dimensions, flickering like a ghost in the fabric of space. Explorers call it the Forbidden Realm, and for good reason. Every ship that's attempted to land there has vanished without a trace, their signals swallowed by an unnatural silence. But what if I told you that Eldyris holds the key to humanity's greatest questions? Why we exist, who created us, and what lies beyond the veil of the universe? This is the story of a renegade scientist, Dr. Kael Draven, who risked everything to uncover the secrets of Eldyris. For decades, Eldyris was just a myth, a footnote in the annals of astrophysics. That was until Dr. Draven, a once renowned quantum theorist disgraced for his radical theories, uncovered a long-buried archive. The files contained fragments of an ancient alien civilization's logs, beings who called themselves the Ethronis. They described Eldyris as the axis of all realities. According to the logs, Eldyris wasn't just a planet, it was a nexus, a place where every timeline, dimension, and possibility converged. The Ethronis believed the planet was created by an entity they called the Architect, a being whose power rivaled that of gods. But there was a catch. Entering Eldyris was a one-way journey. To step onto its surface was to forfeit your existence in all other realities. Dr. Draven was captivated. His colleagues ridiculed him, dismissing the Ethronis logs as elaborate hoaxes. But he couldn't shake the feeling that Eldyris was more than a myth. It was the answer he had been searching for his entire life. Armed with an aging starship and a crew of desperate dreamers, Draven set out on the most dangerous mission of his career. The journey to Eldyris was treacherous, with uncharted wormholes and gravity wells threatening to tear the ship apart. Yet, the closer they got, the stranger the universe became. Stars flickered out like dying embers, and time itself seemed to stretch and contract. When they finally arrived, the crew was met with a sight that defied comprehension. Eldyris wasn't a planet in the traditional sense. Its surface shimmered like liquid mercury, and towering spires of crystalline light reached into the void. The air, if you could call it that, pulsed with an unearthly hum, as if the planet was alive and breathing. As the crew descended, they began to experience visions, fragments of their lives from other realities. One saw themselves as a galactic emperor, another witnessed their own death on a distant battlefield. For Draven, the visions were a validation. Eldyris was indeed the nexus, the heart of everything. The deeper they ventured, the more the laws of reality unraveled. Gravity shifted unpredictably, and objects seemed to exist in multiple places at once. Draven discovered massive structures buried beneath the surface, ancient machines that pulsated with energy. He theorized these were the Architect's creations, engines designed to sustain the nexus. But the crew began to fracture. Some were driven mad by the constant influx of visions. Others became obsessed with the idea of rewriting their fates. Paranoia set in, and it wasn't long before the first betrayal occurred. A mutiny erupted, and the team splintered into factions, each with their own goals. Draven, however, remained focused. Guided by the logs of the Ethronis, he uncovered a central chamber, a place the aliens called the Crucible of Truth. It was said that those who entered would gain unparalleled knowledge, but at a devastating cost. When Draven stepped inside, he found himself face-to-face with the Architect, or rather, an echo of its presence. The entity was not a being of flesh and bone, but a vast consciousness, an amalgamation of every mind that had ever existed. It spoke in a language that transcended sound, embedding thoughts directly into Draven's mind. The Architect revealed that Eldyris was a failsafe, a keystone holding the multiverse together. But it was also a prison. The power to rewrite reality was too great for any one being, so the Ethronis had locked it away, using themselves as the foundation. The Architect warned Draven that if the Nexus were disturbed, the entire multiverse would collapse. Draven faced an impossible choice. If he left Eldyris untouched, humanity would remain ignorant of its true nature, forever bound by the limitations of a single reality. But if he activated the Crucible, he could unlock infinite possibilities, at the risk of annihilating everything. In the end, Draven made his decision. He destroyed the Crucible, ensuring the Nexus would remain intact. As the chamber crumbled around him, the architect whispered a final truth. The answers you seek are not beyond you, but within. Draven barely escaped Eldyris, his ship battered and his crew broken. When he returned to known space, no one believed his story. The scientific community dismissed him as a madman, and the Ithranis logs were confiscated by interstellar authorities. But Draven didn't care. He had seen the heart of the multiverse and understood that some knowledge was not meant to be wielded. His journey to Eldyris was a reminder that humanity's greatest strength and its greatest weakness was its relentless pursuit of the unknown. What lies beyond Eldyris? What other secrets did the Ithranis take to their graves? And was the architect truly benevolent, or something far more sinister? The answers remain locked away in the Forbidden Realm, waiting for the next brave soul willing to risk it all. But be warned, the truth is never what it seems.